Audio.etc is proudly supported by Auto Sound and Security.
Good morning guys, how's it going? James here from Audio.etc. Doing some of the last stages of sound deadening in my legacy today. I'm hoping to get, this is hopefully going to be for me like the second to last video or job of doing work on the legacy sound system wise. I want to sound deaden, and you've already seen what I've taken apart. I want to sound deaden both sides of the boot here, and I want to sound deaden the whole rear floor, under the seat, etc. Down there. Oh no, there we go. And I am going to do the roof. Not today, but I am, guys. I've made a decision. So I'm saving two of the last two great big sheets of Dynamat that I've got out of the 9 that came in that pack. Those 2 sheets are going to go on the roof. Except for those, this is the remaining Dynamat that I have. And also just quickly, before I forget, in regards to the audio, today I'm running it straight off the GoPro microphone because I'm just doing a wee test to see if maybe that microphone or using the adapter is what was causing my batteries to only last 5 minutes. It's possible. So the audio today will be a wee bit more echoey, but you guys should be used to it, so it shouldn't be too bad. But yeah, that's what that's about. So I'm not running the microphone today. But I also have got more sound deadening. This is like, the old stuff that I was talking about in the other video. I've just got it outside sitting in the sun, warming it up, making it a bit more pliable, because particularly, so the black stuff there, that's Fusion sound deadening. If any of you guys have been doing car audio for a while, you know way back in the day, Fusion actually made sound deadening material. The other stuff, the yellow stuff over there, I'm not sure what brand that is. That came out of this unlabeled box. There is one label, a couple of things here actually. Delivered to spray store. It doesn't say what brand it is, but I'm going to use that as well because from looking at it already, so this stuff is still quite, it's still brittle, but it's warming up in the sun here for sure, which is really good. But this stuff is more like Dynamat, and you can see already that it's way more floppy than this stuff is. So this stuff, this black/white stuff, I'm going to use that on vertical surfaces in the car because it's going to be easier to it's going to stick better and it's going to be easier to sort of apply to curvy surfaces. And I'm going to use the nasty old Fusion stuff, which doesn't really want to be bent too much. I'm going to use that mainly on flat surfaces. So mostly the Fusion is going to go down here on the floor and under the back seat. I'm going to use my remaining Dynamat to do the rear wheel arches and anything else that I can. I'm going to use all of that up. And then the other spare floppy stuff I'm also going to be able to do in here, fortunately, as well, because these are quite rattly as well. And then who knows, I might still even have some left over to do more of the roof, you know what I mean? So it's looking good. It looks like I'm going to get actually the whole car sound deadened. Who knows, if I have leftovers, maybe I could even do under the spare wheel and everything like that. But yeah, that's what I'm doing today, guys. Second to last, hopefully, sound deadening video. The last one will just be me doing the roof. And yeah, let's get into it. Sweet. Okay guys, sorry, I pretty much skipped it all. I didn't bother filming, to be honest. I thought, you know what, you guys have seen me do sound deadening a million times now. It always looks the same at the end and I always show you how much I've done, so I might as well just do that. I'm just showing you what I've done for sound deadening rather than just showing you a time lapse of the whole big long process, and it has been a long process. And also, I honestly it's a Friday, I honestly could just not be bothered dealing with the GoPro battery situation. I know it's a bit piss weak, but sorry. I've skipped ahead and I'm showing you what I've done now before I put the car back together. So, you guys saw me get started on the left-hand side here. I've got that side pretty much all done. The wheel arch is entirely covered. So to go, there's some up along here. The whole arch is done. On the inside here, there's a piece which goes all the way up into the darkness there, and there's also some on the wheel arch just there. And then around in front of the wheel arch, it continues all the way down to sort of here. And I've just done the exact same thing on the other side, covered the wheel arch pretty much entirely, and up to about the window, big piece in there which goes quite far up that way, all the way down to the base, all the way down to here, pretty much where the seatbelt lug is. And that's what I've done with the Dynamat. That's what I've got left over. I think I'm gonna push that aside, and that can, you know, be a spare piece for doing more on the roof. I've also done the rear floor, you know, behind the seats. Now I don't want to lift these up all the way because when they click, it's really hard to get them back down because I haven't got any levers attached. But I did manage to do this rear floor section, so it may not look it, but I've actually put another piece on each side here. This stuff here, this is the Fusion stuff, and it just looks exactly the same as the factory. In fact, you can see some of the factory stuff just there. That's the factory stuff, that's the Fusion stuff. And this stuff was not easy. It was like really, you know, brittle and did not want to lay down. The heater was not working. I ended up using the heat gun on its maximum setting and basically cooking it and melting it to form to the shape, which then at that point did actually start working quite well. So that grey stuff is the Fusion stuff. This black stuff was that other stuff, which I'm still not 100% sure what it is. I'm wondering if this is that mass loaded vinyl someone was talking about, but it's like, it's floppier to begin with than the Fusion stuff is, but it simply does not like curving to surfaces once you're putting it in a car and heating it up and stuff. So I don't know what the deal with that stuff is, but I use that to do the tunnel, both sides of the tunnel and over the top there, and also against this rear wall behind the back passenger floor. So this wall has this piece of black stuff on it, as well as, you know, the reason I folded that up there is just because one big piece was 50 by 50 and it just went up like that. And here's the other side, so yeah, it's just one piece of that stuff. There's the original factory deadening and there's my one, so it's basically just two layers of the same thing now, hoping it will help. And yeah, the black stuff along the back and along the tunnel there. I did also actually put some of the black stuff here, but that is not stuck down. I'm thinking if this is what I think it is, I feel like it's, as opposed to metal deadening material, it's actually more like sound barrier material. So I'm just gonna try leaving two pieces of this sitting under the rear seat. I'm thinking it might stop some sound from coming up through the seat. Who knows? I've got spare of it anyway, and Pat said I could have it all for free, so what's the harm it could do? And that's pretty much what I've done. I'm just using the heater at the moment because I was cooking that side as I was going. This side I kind of just sort of went for it, and now I'm just giving it a bit of heat to get it stuck back on there properly. But pretty much, yeah, that's what I've got done. Hot day to be doing sound deadening and using a heat gun and a heater. It's 24 degrees outside, Jesus, really coming into spring now. But yeah, I think it's gonna work. It does sound better than what it did. See, this stuff is still not quite, you know, filled in all the gaps the same way the Dynamat does. This stuff is actually alright once you start getting a heat gun on it and like really cooking it. It then sort of melts down to shape. But this stuff here just does not form to shape, and it is very not sticky. That could just be due to it being old, or it could be due to it being a different material. Who knows? Can't hurt, right? So, now that I've got all that done, it kind of is time to start putting it back together. So, I'm gonna put the sides back on and everything, get it back together. That's about all there really is left to do, put it back together. And I think I might be able to get the carpet back in the car today. That would be really good if I could do that. Sweet as. All right, enough fluffing around, let's put it back together. Happy with everything? Oh wait, before I do that side, I need to re-secure some of this wiring because I undid all the duct tape that I had done so that I could sound deaden under it.
A few moments later.
Okay guys, bam, the boot is back together. Bam, everything's ready to go. The battery is off and has been off for like 15 minutes now. I've gotten the front seats are out. The carpet and everything I've got down from on top of the crate where I was keeping it. I gave it a vacuum and then blasted it with the air compressor and then gave it another vacuum. And a lot of dust came out of this front section here, which, let's face it, is basically just skin cells from me and the previous owner. Yeah. So now I'm gonna put the carpet in. I'm trying to get this car back together for the weekend, which is starting in exactly 42 minutes. Let's put the carpet back in, seats back in, power back on, go from there. Here's one last look at the interior of the car before I put the seats and the carpet back in. So we got the two pieces of whatever that stuff is that prevents sound going through it, just sitting on top of everything. That's going to be under the rear seat and all good. Couple more bits of that on the back walls of the seat vertical there. Same on the tunnel, and then a layer of that fusion sound deadening. Same over that side. So there's 2 layers of sound deadening there, 2 layers over there, and then obviously we got Dynamat from pretty much this half of the car all the way up to up above where the pedals are, on top of all the factory sound deadening, and that's everything inside the car. I am puffing like crazy. It is so hot, 24 degrees still, and it's like coming up to the evening. So this is it could be like raining in the middle of the week, and then actually we had a thunderstorm earlier this week, and now it's like frickin' summer. Okay, and I know in America some of you guys are like 24 degrees, that's not hot, come to Florida. It's hot here, like we live at the bottom of the world. It's normally cold, we're used to the cold, so this is hot. 1, 2, okay. Now Grant's gone home, so I can't use him, but I need to drag that carpet over top of all this and into there. Okay, the carpet's back in. I can start putting panels back on. Okay guys, wow, what a mission. The car is completely back together. Oh my god, I've been worked to the bone today. Got it completely back together, tidied up the workshop, closed up, tested everything, everything's still working. And miraculously, my airbag light's gone away. Go figure. Could have been to do with having the battery unplugged for 15 minutes plus, or it could be that perhaps one of the plugs wasn't quite in correctly when I had them back in without the carpet. Who knows? But oh well, good news for me. I don't have to pay someone to clear the codes because the light's gone away. So sweet.
Fields where the yellow grass grows knee-high.
And it still sounds great. So what I'm going to do now is go for a drive, or drive home really, and see what kind of road noise we get. See what kind of wind noise or road noise there is, how much quieter it is in here, see if I notice a difference. Now, the only thing left to sound deaden is the roof. So theoretically that should be the only place where any noise really comes from, apart from the motor. So let's just go for a drive without music for a wee bit and see what we find. Ooh, already it sounds quieter. This is my electric handbrake. That used to be a lot louder because I can hear the motor and stuff going back there. It's electric, and That used to be a lot louder than that's already quieter. Alrighty, let's go. Man, it definitely feels quieter in here. Barely any road noise. But this is quite smooth concrete here. We'll have to wait till we get on some rougher concrete. I wish our roads were better. That would make a huge difference, because on tar seal this car is really, really quiet. But when it goes onto that sort of rough, stony concrete, it gets really loud. And now we're in traffic.
Jack Johnson.
It's so clear. I love it. So far, no road noise. It's quiet.
They say Taylor was a good girl, never want to be late.
Okay, this is some rougher road about around here. It's still very, I mean, there's still going to be sound there from the road, obviously, but, oops, I just went to turn the road noise volume up. That's quiet. It's definitely reduced, 100% reduced. I mean, there's still obviously, here we go. Yeah. It's definitely quieter in here though, I swear. The road noise is like lower frequency. Oh, it's my tweeter. There's some rattling coming from my tweeter for some reason. Might need to do a bit more deadening on that pod somehow. Let's, I'm going to take the long way home. We'll go up to the motorway and we'll do some 100k, some highway speeds. Now let's pause this, and we're stuck behind a trailer. That's okay, we'll pass him in a jiffy. Okay, now we've got a gap. Okay, I'm gonna have to overtake this guy. So this is around about 100k an hour. It's not too bad road noise. I'm trying to tell where all the sound's coming from, if any. I think it's probably... I can actually hear it coming from the windows more than anything, I think. None, like, it's, like, to me it sounds like all the road noise at the moment is coming from the windows. This is like a rougher road. This is that rough concrete I was talking about. At 100k. See, now on roads like this, it's just super quiet. Yep, that's the verdict. The road noise has definitely been reduced by everything that I've done there. So I'm happy that that's worked. The next step is definitely to do the roof, and at that point the sound system will be done. Well, the sound system is done, but there's just a wee bit more sound deadening to do, and then yeah. Sweet. Still got a few things I want to do this car, though obviously, like you guys know, I need to replace the LED in the glove box and the center console, because those ones have died. What I'm going to do, because I'm going to put in the same LEDs that I've had that have been dying, I suspect the reason they've been dying is due to over voltage, like maybe they don't like running at 14.5 volts, which I'm pretty sure is what this car runs at. Yep, 14.6 volts this car runs at, so I'm going to put one of those same voltage reducers that I put in to run my driving lights to keep it down at 13 volts, and I'm going to use that to run the center console one, under the dash, the glove box, and one in each pocket of the door cards. So I've got some more LEDs to install. I need to replace one of the LEDs in my park light because that one's gone. And just a bunch of other things that I need to do on this car. There'll always be stuff to do. That's the great thing about project cars, they're just an ongoing thing. So yeah, there we go guys. Sound deadening in the bottom half of the car anyway is complete, and it sounds awesome. I'm super happy. I'm still so happy with the sound quality of those three-way components. They sound awesome. So thank you for watching today's video guys. Thank you for watching this week of videos. I managed to smash it out and get the speakers and the sound deadening done over the last sort of 2 weeks. So thank you for watching. There will be more, so if you're not subscribed, make sure you are subscribed and have hit the notification bell so the next time I upload, you get notified. Also remember to check out my Facebook page. I have got photos from, you know, the build process of this car up there, so if you're a new subscriber and you haven't seen some of the earlier stuff, maybe go back and watch some older videos and check out the Facebook page, which is just car space audio.etc, car audio.etc, and yeah, check that out. Thank you guys for watching. Choose to be happy, and I will see you next time. Kite Ano.